Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
Welcome once again and thank you for joining us. The federal government has unveiled programs lined up for the country's 62nd independence anniversary celebration. Minister of Information and Culture Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who highlighted the program of activities for the celebrations, had also disclosed the federal government plans to hold the Award of National Honours as part of the 62nd anniversary celebrations, but on the 11th of October in Abuja.
This press conference kickstarts the program lined up to commemorate the 22nd anniversary. There will be a church service on Sunday, September 25th, 2022 at the National Christian Center, Central Business District, Abuja at 3 p.m. To be followed by a public lecture focusing on national unity on Thursday, September 29th, 2022 at the State House Conference Hall at 10 a.m. On Friday, September 30th, there will be a special Jumat prayers at the National Mosque, Central Business District here in Abuja. On Saturday, October 1st, there will be a presidential broadcast at 7 a.m. Later on the same day, there will be a military parade at the Eagle Square starting from 10 a.m.
In the meantime, the Information Minister says the President Muhammadu Buhari administration has made giant strides through its economic blueprint, which has translated into the creation of over 302,000 jobs and over 8,000-kilometer road stretch across the country. The Information Minister had described the economic blueprint recently unveiled by Atiku Abubakar as a crude attempt at copying all the current administration's blueprints and what they have done, as he expressed shock that an opposition party which has on several occasions criticized the President Buhari policies as currently adopting it for its own campaign.
It's more shocking that an opposition that has condemned all that this administration has done will turn around to weave its so-called economic blueprint around the same things that are currently being done by the same administration. This press conference, therefore, is aimed at exposing the hypocrisy, deceit, and emptiness inherent in the opposition that condemns an administration while also showcasing the blueprint that is nothing but a poor version of what is on ground today.
The National Peace Committee has slated next Thursday for presidential candidates to sign a free, fair and peaceful accord ahead of the electioneering campaign. In January, they will also sign an agreement to accept the results of the election come 2023. The committee chairman, Abdul Salami Abubakar, had stated this after the committee meeting in conjunction with the INEC, which was held yesterday in Minna, Niger State. In his remarks, the chairman of the INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, had applauded the bold steps in the involvement of the NPC in ensuring peaceful conduct of next year's elections. Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal has replaced his Ekiti State counterpart Kayode Fayemi as the chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum. Tambuwal assumed the position yesterday at the National Economic Council meeting held in Aso Rock, Abuja, after Fayemi transferred the baton of office to him. Director Media and Public Affairs of the NGF, Abdul Razak Bello Barkindo, who confirmed the change in leadership, had also informed that Tambuwal will be holding the fort until May next year, when a proper election is conducted amongst the governors. Fayemi is expected to formally hand over the chairmanship of the NGF to Tambuwal on the 16th of October. The ICPC has raised the alarm about diversion of public funds. Its chairman, Professor Bolaji Owasoye, who raised the alarm at a two-day capacity building workshop for members of the House of Reps Committee on Anti-Corruption, frowned at the diversion of public funds, both in revenue receipts and expenditure, while condemning illicit financial flow, misapplication of funds, and budget padding. He said it was time corruption was confronted headlong, adding that if Nigerians do not deal with the ethical issues of corruption, it would further impact negatively on the country. And still on the House of Representatives, the Speaker of the House of Reps, Femi Gbajabiamila, has invited the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, and several others to appear before the lawmakers on Thursday next week. Gbajabiamila, who said this at the resumed fact-finding meeting on the strike embarked upon by the Academic Staff Universities Union, had also invited the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Falashade Yemi Esau, the Accountant General of the Federation, Director General, Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, the Director General Budget Office, amongst others. Yesterday's meeting was a sequel to an earlier one which the Speaker held with the ASU officials on Tuesday, where issues relating to the strike were discussed. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has clarified that contrary to some expectations, he and his loyalists in Rivers State will not leave the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP), but remain to continue the fight for internal democracy. Wike had stated this during a meeting held at the banquet hall of the Government House in Port Harcourt with leaders and stakeholders of the PDP across the 319 wards of the state. Wike explained that the meeting was to brief the party leaders on the recent happenings and also announced his plan to hold a media chat today, Friday at 10 a.m. to speak on the state of the PDP in the country. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has accused the federal government of granting a security outfit in Katsina the right to bear arms, whilst the same privilege has not been extended or granted to the Amotekun Corps. In a statement, Akeredolu, who is the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, accused the federal government of double standards, referring to a video on social media wherein the security outfit in Katsina was empowered to carry AK-47s to tackle internal security challenges. Elsewhere, suspected killer herdsmen have been reported to have killed 14 people in the fresh attack on the Chia community in Logo local government area of Benue State Wednesday night. The Lagos State government has reassured residents of the timely completion of the Etiosa-Lekki-Ekpe Expressway with an advice to motorists in the access to always obey traffic signs at the construction site. Special Advisor on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeoye, who made the appeal after an inspection of the corridor, noted that attitudinal change on the part of motorists and commuters will help a great deal in bringing sanity to the road.
In all, I just want to reassure the citizenry. The government knows what they're doing. We feel the loss of manpower and the manners. School children, I get all of these complaints every day, every time. I see it on my phone. When they go to school, when they come, the last time they leave school, when they all get home, I get it. And even as a mother, we are concerned. And that's why we said we'll start from the Oyaya end. Let us see that after section, and then the contractor begins to work on street. It's a mechanized process. There are more than enough equipment for the contractor. Averagely, at full throttle, they will deliver a kilometer every month.
Special Advisor on Works and Infrastructure, Lagos State, Aramide Adeoye. Chairman of the Bejuleki Local Council Development Area, Sheson Loa, who commended developmental strides of the current administration, said the council is doing everything possible to support government residents following hardship being faced as they commute on the corridor.
So we are very, very happy, and the people of Bejuleki would also support every effort in this direction. Like I said, we are going to work closely with the contractor. We're going to work closely with the Ministry of Work to ensure that whatever challenges that might occur during the construction period, we are able to assist our people manage it during this period.
You're listening to the world news. Outside the country, East African countries have issued alerts after the announcement of an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus in Uganda. Neighboring Tanzania said it had already placed surveillance teams at key entry points, including airports and border points. Health Permanent Secretary Abel Makubi had told the BBC that the teams were screening all people coming to the country. The Kenyan Health Ministry also said it had urged county authorities, especially in border areas, to be vigilant and enhance surveillance. It also urged the public to be highly cautious while paying visits to Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In business, the Central Securities Clearing System, the CSCS, has emphasized the need for a gathering of cybersecurity industry professionals, government officials, financial institutions, telecoms companies, and industry regulators to discuss the significance of keeping cyber vigilance on business technology and data exchange. Managing Director of the CSCS, Haruna Jallo Waziri, while speaking at a press conference held on Thursday in Lagos ahead of this year's cybersecurity conference slated for October 27 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel Abuja, says it's important for all business owners to understand the laws which control cybersecurity and also pay more attention to them. He disclosed that the theme for the conference, The Future of Cybersecurity, Emerging Issues and Solutions, captures the reality of what needs to be done.
And many boards today, globally, if you go to sit on most of the companies, whether it's Fortune 500 or the NGX 30 or anywhere else, or maybe the FTSE 100, if you go and check on their boardrooms, if you're a fly on the wall, what you will hear as their biggest risk is cybersecurity. And that's top on the agenda of everybody because everyone is using technology to either create products, to service customers, or be innovative in one way or the other to be able to deliver something. Now, with that comes the issue of how do we protect ourselves? Not just the CSCS, but the whole community.
And in sports, in recognition of extraordinary women in sports, Guinness Nigeria has rewarded Nigeria's female athletes who did the nation proud at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. At an exclusive party organized for female athletes, Corporate Relations Director at Guinness, Rotimi Odushola, announced a sum of ₦1 million for gold medalists, 750,000 naira for silver medalists, and $500,000 for bronze medalists.
It resonates with our diversity and inclusion agenda. It resonates with our identification with women and the female folk as an important stakeholder, not just in our business, but in the society.
Similarly, Chairman Board of Directors at Guinness, Dr. Mobola Johnson, said in the gender inclusion policy of Guinness, the company is looking at tackling gender issues across board, noting that in 2025, Guinness wants gender equality to be 50-50.
And within Guinness Nigeria, just to align that to what we do, one of the things that we do, many of the things that we do within Guinness Nigeria is to help tackle the barriers to gender equality in the areas where we live, where we work, where we source, and where we sell. We are always excited to use the power of our brands to champion these causes, and of course, our biggest brand, Guinness, is really one that we use to champion the cause of women all across Nigeria.
Chief Tony Okowa, representative of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, had added that celebrating successful athletes is to serve as a push for upcoming athletes, urging companies to come out and support sports development in Nigeria.
What you are doing today, the management of Guinness, will make these athletes want to do more. Patting them at the back will always make athletes excel.
And Wilfred Ndidi has been ruled out to the Super Eagles friendly game with the Desert Foxes next Tuesday owing to injury. It was revealed by the NFF yesterday on their Twitter handle, although the nature of the injury was undisclosed. Ndidi missed the Super Eagles 2022 World Cup qualifiers against the Black Stars of Ghana after sustaining injury. The Eagles play the Desert Foxes of Algeria Friday and then a return leg on Tuesday.
Lagos Talks
91.3.